Now, of all the videos I have for this particular training module, this one actually might be the toughest for you to implement because it goes so counter to the way that a lot of salespeople have been trained and what they do. But I promise you, if you follow what I'll tell you here, this works for small business owners. It works very, very well, very effectively. Okay. So we need to understand one kind of general concept, and then I'm going to give you a very specific way to get around the gatekeeper. And there's a lot of different kinds of gatekeepers in the small business industry, okay? The first thing you need to understand is that when you are selling to small business owners, it is much more effective to identify the decision maker by asking questions that only the decision maker would know the answer to or would want to answer, okay? It's much more effective to do it that way than to ask for a decision maker. I never recommend saying lines like, yeah, are you the manager? Or is the manager or owner available? Is the decision maker available? These are all terrible questions because number one, it totally gives you away as a salesperson, right? So now you've lost all pretense of being a customer or being a, local business owner yourself that's just looking to network, whatever it is. You've all of a sudden lost all of that. But, there's so many other negative side effects to it. Now we have a yes or no question, and so even a small business owner is actually, when they realize you're a salesperson and you ask a question like that, they're actually very likely to say, no, I'm not the owner. They're not here, even though they are the owner, because they just want to get rid of you. And so it's much better to just move forward with your sales presentation as if they're the owner. Okay. The other reason this is really effective is that a surprisingly large percentage of business owners are going to pick up the phone or are going to be available when you walk in. And so what happens is about 30% of the time, when you start talking to someone, you are talking to the owner or the manager, you are talking to the decision maker. And so those 30% of the time, you're really going to turn them off if you say, are you the decision maker or are you the manager or owner? That is going to turn them off. And they're going to be like, oh, great, here we go. It's a salesperson, Why do that? It's not worth it, okay? So instead, what you'll find is somewhere around this point in the pitch, you might get a little further to the next section, which we'll talk about in the next video, but somewhere around here, you're going to find out that maybe you're not talking to the decision maker. How are you going to find out? Because the person you're talking to, whether it's on the phone or in person, is going to say, oh, that I actually am not the person that handles that. You probably want to talk to somebody else. You probably want to talk to Susan. You probably want to talk to Bill. And so, they're going to let you know that they're not the person that handles it. All right. So the key now to getting around them, I'm going to give you a very specific methodology. It's been proven. I've used it time and time again. It works great. The key to getting around a gatekeeper is simply speed. All right. You've got to have a lot of speed in there so that they don't have a lot of time to think. They're very good at blocking the gate. I mean, they are the gatekeeper. That's what they do. So if they let you get past them to the owner, they didn't do their job because they are the gatekeeper. Okay. So that's their whole purpose. Now, this could be a teenager that's answering the phone at the counter. It could be, a lot of times it could be a family member. Maybe it's a child, of the owner that's answering the phone. Could just be an hourly employee. So, could be an actual receptionist who is a legitimate gatekeeper, and that's one of their responsibilities. But whoever it is that's on the phone, as soon as you identify that that's not the person that you should be speaking with, then what you do is you use speed, and here's how you do it. I'll give you an exact way to get around it. It works just about every time. Number one, very quickly say, oh, is he in? Oh, okay. Is she in? Now, sometimes if they haven't said who you're going to deal with, so sometimes they'll say, you probably want to talk to Bill. And you say, oh, is he in? You probably want to talk to Susan. Oh, is she in? Real quick. Now, if they don't say that, if they just say, well, I'm not the person that deals with that, then you would say, oh, okay, who handles that? Oh, no problem. Who handles that? Sure, who should I speak to about that? Just quick. What that does is it catches them off guard. They don't really have time to think very much, and they'll usually give you a name. Well, actually, that would be Bill. That'd be Ryan. Now, what'll happen is once they give you a name, as soon as you've got that name, be careful because a lot of times now they're going to cut you off. They're going to, cut this conversation short and say, well, that would be Ryan, but he's really busy right now. So don't let them say the second part. Well, that would be Susan, but, I don't know if this is a good time. Don't let them say that. Once they say this is Ryan or this is Susan, they say, well, that would be Ryan. You say, oh, is he in? Oh, is she in? Quick. Oh, is he in? Oh, is she in? Just fast, just like that. Okay? Then when they say, well, yeah, he's actually in the back, doing inventory. Now what you do is you thank them, okay? And it's implied that you're going to want to talk with them, okay? And so this is the part where, again, counterintuitive. A lot of salespeople, I work with them on it. They have a really hard time pulling it off, but it works amazing when you do it. At that point, I just say, oh, okay, great. Well, thank you very much. I'll hold. What I find is if you want somebody to do something that they don't want to do, thank them for it in advance. They have a hard time not doing it then. So I say, oh, thank you very much. That'd be great. Yeah, I'll hold. So let's play this conversation out again one more time. So they say, yeah, I'm not the right person. Oh, okay, who handles that? Well, that would be Susan, but okay, great. Is she in? Yeah, she's actually in the back right now. Oh, good. Well, hey, thank you so much. Yeah, I'll hold if you want to go grab her. Thank you very much. Now, sometimes you'll have like an awkward pause there, and then they'll come back and say, well, she's kind of in the middle of something right now. Oh, that's okay. I don't mind at all. I'll just hold and, just let her know I'm on the phone. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So again, thanking them. Then they're going to go get her. So that's all there is to it. It sounds simple. Takes a little bit of emotional fortitude to pull it off, but it works very, very well. So identify those non-decision makers and then use speed to get around the gatekeeper.